mic, please?
Sorry, I know you've brought this up several times, but it's still kind of fuzzy for me.
Yeah.
So you take your money out of the bank and you put it into Staples, track them, your own wallet, your hard wallet, whatever. How do you then access it? Because I can't buy food with stable coins,
Great point.
especially in this country.
Great point. Yeah.
In order for me to be able to put cash in my pocket, I have to sell my USDC into IDR
Yep.
in this building
Yeah.
or on Sunset and transfer it to my bank account.
You don't have to do it in buildings. You can just do it through
Well, I
apps.
mean,
Yeah.
crypto.
That's what you do. You take your USDC, you sell it, take IDR, it instantly pops into your bank account and you spend it.
But if the banks have taken everybody else's money, they're not going to give me my money.
Yeah, by that time, okay, so that's what I'm saying, get a farm. Congratulations, you're good. Get a farm. Right? Get a farm. So like, but the thing is, the bank shutting down is going to be one of the final, not one of the final, but it's when shit really, really hits the fan. That's why it's not happening right now. World's running fine. The banks, once the banks shut down, money and crypto and all these things become completely, you won't even think about it. You'll be thinking about, how do I get through the streets out of the cities? How do I get as far from civilization as possible? Because people are rioting and murdering each other. Because there's no them to attack. Guess who they're going to attack? Each other. War, right? When war happens, you don't worry, hey, how do I get my dollars out and buy food? You worry about, how do I take my family and how the hell do I run as far as I can? We are that family. I'll send you guys a video. We're that family sitting there laughing their ass off and Hitler is at their doorstep. Once he showed up, money, shmoney, gold, schmold, you think they cared about any of that stuff? They just hightailed it as fast as they could out of everywhere. You just better have a place to go. It's happening everywhere. Syria, Iran. It's literally Iran. I'm sorry, I had to. That one was too lined up. These are jokes, folks. You gotta laugh at life. But it's literally Algeria. How's Algeria doing? Oh, great. Yeah, still. Yeah, India. One of the greatest countries in the world. Going to shit. So people are, you gotta have your exits. You gotta have farms. You gotta have food security. You gotta have water security. You gotta have community security. You gotta have protection. You gotta know the banjar. You gotta have good relationships. You gotta have networks around you. Have really capable people. What do you think we've been doing the whole time? Why do you think you're building a farm? Why do you think I have farms? And why do you think I'm laying down the groundwork so when this shit happens, and most of the people that I know who are not, actually, most of the people that I know are already doing this, 100%. And the people who are smart enough to take care of themselves, we got farms for you. We got farms for you. We got so much food that we could feed hundreds, not hundreds of thousands, but thousands and thousands and thousands of people we could feed with the highest quality nutrition you've ever had in your entire life. And spring water that comes out. Plus we can generate economy from it. Plus we can build from it. We have all the resources, okay? We're not just sitting around talking shit. And I'm gonna explain to you all the stuff that we're doing even beyond that. Getting your money out of the bank and turning it into dollars and keeping it is just as good as getting your Deutsche Marks out of the bank and making stacks of it and keeping it. Remember that. Remember we said keeping currency is a very short-term game. That just only protects you against the bank bail-in process. The bank bail-in process comes with them printing enormous amounts of money and flooding it into the system. So even if you keep it at home, pretty soon you're going to need to use it for firewood. So keeping dollars is not what I'm trying to tell you to do. I'm just saying today, start securing yourself, so at least keep your damn dollars so that you have access to them, so that they don't just take them all. Invest it into assets. You know what's one of the best assets on earth? A farm. A farm with food supply, with a good community around it, with good land productivity. Invest it into that community. Make relationships, hire people from that community, and get them to work on your farm. Now you have a good relationship. Now you've invested in the best kind of thing ever. You're feeding them, they're feeding you, you protect each other, now we're all happy. Great way to invest. You invest it into assets. Land in Bali is just fantastic. Land in Bali is, even with all these fluctuations over the next 10 years, it's only going one way. Now, one more problem before I get to solutions. All of this is going to force people to go live in the metaverse. Because the only place they're going to be allowed to work, one of the only places, but most likely the only place, the goal is to have people only working in the metaverse. For them to stop using energy, for them to stop flying, for them to stop producing carbon, stop buying cars, stop buying houses, stop buying everything because they don't have money anymore, right? Force them to put technology on them, sit in a little corner, go into a metaverse and have everything. Go into a metaverse and be a king. Ferraris, villas, everything that you want inside of the metaverse. Money inside of the metaverse. If you go in the metaverse and you do this, which is the patent 2020606060 from Microsoft, 2020-666 is the patent for Microsoft for a blockchain that pays you specifically when you move your physical body exactly according to preset directives. That's how serious this is going to get. They're going to put you in the metaverse and they're going to say you will get paid when you behave and act and move and think in the way that we tell you to think. And if you do that, then the money shows up in your central bank digital currency wallet. And then from there, we tell you what to eat, we tell you what to spend on, we tell you how to live, we tell you everything. This is going to be for the people who don't have the money to do anything else. The people who want smoothie bowls, but want somebody else to take care of the farm. Want smoothie bowls, but they want somebody else to add the value, somebody else to run the shit. They don't want to learn about anything. They don't want to do anything else. They're not adding value to the world. Guess what? Time to pay. Time to pay. You don't want to add value to the world? Time to pay if you live through this whole process. Because many people are going to die. Hundreds of millions, if not into the billions, are going to die within the next 4 years. Just a side note. You asked me to not pull punches, right? This is me not pulling punches. That forced living in the metaverse is going to be the culmination of all of these things. And of course, that comes with digital ID tied to social credits, complete traceability, complete takeover of the entire system. Now just a few people can run a digital space from a centralized control mechanism rather than having to run countries the way countries run. And this will be forced upon everybody. Okay, so now problem with some solutions sprinkled in the middle, but those are temporary solutions, right? How do you protect against that very specific problem? Here's how we're protecting Indonesia as a country against all these problems. On top of what Indonesia is already doing to protect themselves, because they're very smart as a country. Mad respect to Indonesia. No, before we go there, let me explain a few of these things. What we're doing, what I've been doing for the last 9 months while everybody was sitting there watching crypto charts, what I did is I closed that tab and I opened another tab. And on this tab, we figured out how to invest in real world assets in this digital space. Because what's happening is, if the entire world is going to transition to the digital space, and there's going to be digital representations of everything that's physical, that means all the value from the physical world is going to move to the digital space. Right now, the entire digital asset space is worthless garbage. Bitcoin is worthless garbage. It's as worthless garbage as gold is worthless garbage. Now, gold isn't worthless garbage, Sam. Gold is how we store value. Okay, well then, Bitcoin is as worthwhile as gold. You can't eat it, you can't use it, you can't do anything with it except for hold it and move it. Right? That's exactly gold. So Bitcoin is as worthwhile as gold, let's say that. But in some situations, gold is worthless garbage. It'll get you killed, right? If you're the only person walking around with bricks of gold when the world ends, you're gonna die. You're definitely gonna die. If your idea of protecting your wealth and you're like, one person was like, I'll buy pellets of silver and gold so I can buy food when the world ends. I'm like, you want to be the little old lady with bags of gold in Indonesia buying nasi goreng. When the world ends, your world is definitely going to end. Okay, that's not a good wealth protection mechanism. Most of the assets that exist in this space are completely worthless. Because when you ask them, okay, how do you find out if something's worthwhile? You go, what does it do? What does it do in the world? And it better do something that improves people's lives to a point where people are willing to pay for it, right? Because if you do something, if you have something that's so worthwhile for people, they'll pay you for it, that's something valuable. So what does it do? And when you ask that question, 90% of this space can't answer that question. And it does not add value to people's lives. It's idiotic. Then the next question is, where is the money coming from? Right? Because if you do something that's valuable, then you should be able to explain to me where the money that's coming into this digital system is coming from, because people are paying for the value that you're adding into their life. When you ask that question, almost the entire crypto space can't answer that question. First of all, when you go, what does it do? They won't even speak English. They'll speak crypto. They'll say it's a decentralized mechanism to fractionalize the sharding of the blah, 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 and the da, and the blockchain, and the cryptography, and the blah. And you're like, I don't even know what the fuck you just said. And you go, where does the money come from? And they'll say things like, APY. Money comes from APY. And you're like, that doesn't even make sense. APY is interest. The money comes from interest. Who's paying the interest? Where's the money coming from that you're using to pay the interest? Anyways, so what we did is we opened a new tab. And in that tab, we decided we're going to take real world value and we're going to move it onto the blockchain. Things that improve real people's lives, and we're going to digitally represent them and make them investment vehicles in the digital space. What that allowed us to do is take the growth of Asia. And growth of Asia is simply the idea that there's going to be a shit ton of investment that's going to come to Indonesia and Asia as a whole. That investment is going to be invested into real world things. Real estate and food and farming and businesses and metaverse stuff as well. But that's a little bit down the road, right? We're taking all of these things, we're turning them into tokens, we're registering them as securities with the government, so it's actually official instead of just like bullshit. So then when somebody goes, where's the money coming from? We say, wait, what does it do? It's real estate. You need me to explain to you what real estate does? It houses people, it runs businesses, it is real estate. Where's the money coming from? From the people who want to buy real estate or want to use real estate. Boom. Okay, I'll buy this token. This token allows me to own real estate and allows me to benefit from the revenue of real estate. Okay, that makes perfect sense, right? So we are tokenizing the entire world. We're starting with Indonesia first, then we're going to tokenize the entire world. Right now, I'm doing it in Indonesia. We have a project that's going to start in Malaysia, Singapore, and I know this thing is just going to balloon to, now one of our guys is looking at Germany. We're going to tokenize the entire world. And the idea of tokenization is you take anything physical that's revenue generating, that's valuable to people, that people pay money to use, and you represent it on the blockchain, and you break it up into little pieces. The same way shares break up a company into little pieces. You take those little digital pieces, register it with the government, make it official so that it's legit. Then people can buy it. When people buy it, they either buy a piece of whichever thing you're actually breaking up into pieces, or they buy the ability to generate revenue from it, right? Those of you that have been here for a long time already know this whole system. The first one that you guys already know is real earth elements. We took copper, gold, iron, and nickel mines, which copper, gold, iron, and nickel are very useful. Gold is worthless. I'm just kidding. Copper, iron, gold, and nickel are necessary to build this green future. We took those mines, we broke them up into little pieces. We have mines already running in Chile. We're now buying an iron mountain in the Philippines. And then we have gold and nickel mines on the way in Indonesia. And then more and more and more. We broke it up into little pieces. Investors bought it. And the investors get the right to the revenue that comes out of the mines. What does it do? Allows you to buy mines. Where's the money coming from? Mines. That's how short the answer should be when you ask questions. And nobody goes, I actually had a couple of crypto heads like, where does the value come from? And I was like, mines. They're like, what's the utility? Mines. The utility is mines. Where does the money come from? Mines. They're like, I don't understand. Your token does not have utility. Thank you so much. Highly appreciated. That's mines. So when you're taking money out of the bank, like if I would have told this to the guy who was buying real estate in the Deutsche Mark Times, and you tell him you can buy mines, he would have bought mines right away. Right? You buy some houses, you buy some mines. So we're doing this with real estate. We're doing it with mines. Now here's a few projects that I have not announced to everybody, but by November I'll announce it to everybody once we come out of stealth mode. But you guys always get early access. So 5 Harvest Still. This one's really close to my heart. Is this touch? Ah, it's touch. Okay, great. 5 Harvest Still. One of our friends, one of our projects that we're incubating is taking land productivity and turning it into NFTs, right? With the mines, you can't own the mines because the people who are in the country themselves own the mines. With the farms, you can't own the farms because, you'll own nothing, you'll be hella happy. This is how you'll own nothing, you'll be happy. You don't need to own the mine, you just need the money that comes out of the mine.
First melon harvest 2 weeks ago, and then 6th of October is the first rice harvest.
So what this does is it takes a piece of land and it turns it into an NFT. And the NFT, like this land, gets turned into a piece of NFT. The farmer says, turn my land into an NFT. That NFT does not give you the land itself. It's the farmer's land. How dare you try to buy it from them? It should belong to them. It's generational land. What it does do is it gives the farmer the money that you spend on the NFT. So the farmer gets money today, which is very important to them to be able to run their business and maybe scale their business. The farmer then promises up to 70% of the productivity of the land to the investor and says, this next cycle, however much money I make, out of that 70% will go to you, and I'll keep 30%. Thank you for giving me the money up front. Okay. Then they actually turn it into a NFT in a metaverse and make it a playable game so that, because right now we don't have enough farmers and kids don't want to be farmers because it's not cool. Kids are going to play these games and run digital farms that are actually revenue generating. So kids will make money from playing farming games, and the farming game is an actual farm. So that the kids will want to become farmers in this kind of way. The first melon harvest just happened. 28th of September, we just harvested melons, and the rice harvest is coming up. 6th of October, rice harvest is coming up.
Where is this?
Indonesia. And it's in Jakarta, Bali. No, sorry. So this is in Banten, but there's land in Bali, there's land in Java, and there's land in another island.
Yes, also there's Himalangis, is Malaysia. They are basically have cow from Malaysia.
It's doing it with the cows. You don't buy the cow, you buy the productivity of the cow. Right? Now here's another genius piece to this. We have another project called FarmSend. What this project does is it'll take the productivity of that land and it'll ship it to the Middle East region, the Middle East, North America region, the MENA region. Right now we're in conversation with Bahrain, Saudi, and Dubai, and we're going to take that productivity that the land produces, ship it over there, sell it for shit tons more money, because when there's high productivity in Indonesia, the prices drop. Over there, the prices don't drop. They need food constantly. So we feed kids on that side. They pay a premium for it and are very happy to get food security. We take up to 5 times the money and we put it in the farmer's pocket. So instead of 30%, the farmer can get 150%. And instead of 70%, the investor can get 350%. Nobody's saying no to any of that. And we're doing it on the blockchain. Keep going, keep going. This is how it normally looks. Farm, facility, cooperative, second cooperative. Everybody taking pieces along the way. Shipping, warehouse, package, deliver, market, payment, buyer. Everybody takes pieces and then the farmer gets shit. Here's how we do it. Farmer, quality check, blockchain, buyer. And then guess what happens with most of the money? A large percentage of the money goes back to the farmer. What does it do? Ship stuff to these countries. Where's the money coming from? these countries. Why? Food. What does the first one do? Takes farming and gives the farmer money. Where's the money coming from? Investors making money and farmers farming. Right? Then here's a really cool project. This one's different. It's called Sovereign Union. One of our projects has brought together 72 Polynesian islands, 72 Polynesian countries that did not have a voice, that were marginalized in the world. We brought them together. Scroll down, please. Keep going. We have given them identity, digital citizenship to give them sovereignty, complete financial systems with currencies, wallets, operations, land registry with automatic ownership, easy asset tokenization and asset registries, governance, click here, voting, healthcare, passports, everything. Everything necessary for these countries to run at a global scale, better than Sweden, on the blockchain, automatic, 72 of them coming together under the same system, and the power the 72 Polynesian islands have is at the level of the globe. So their voice will be heard, their economy will be sizable. This is happening live today. 370 million people, 72 countries, 36% of the world's countries in this one project. What does it do? It runs countries. It gives countries a voice. Where's the money coming from? Countries. Welcome to how we do shit. And then, just for funsies, we're in conversation with Bob Marley's family because they want us to tokenize all of Bob Marley's, and not even Bob Marley, the Marleys, all the assets owned by the Marleys. What does it do? It's Marley, bro. Where's the money coming from? Marley. That's value. That's real world value. So you know where we're putting our money? Into these things. And these are just the projects that we brought up. On top of this, what we're doing is we're taking all these projects, we are bringing them together onto under a single umbrella, which is the Sumati umbrella. And Sumati right now is an incubator where we're incubating all these projects. When you incubate projects, you take them from growth, from baby stage to, functioning. What we're doing then is we're taking a percentage of the equity from each one of these projects. A percentage of mining, a percentage of farming, a percentage of commodities, a percentage of running countries, a percentage of metaverse plays that we bring in, a percentage of everything that comes in, and we're putting it into the incubator, and the incubator is an investment vehicle. And you could invest in the incubator and you can get equity where we feed equity for the rest of the life of the incubator so your value goes up. And then all of these are gonna be dividend yielding tokens. So the dividends that come in from all these different value models will be fed into the incubator token, and that will pay you dividends from all these different things and everything else that we bring into this space. Because we got so many projects that I can't announce yet. At the same time, that incubator is connected with we're partnering it with the city of Denpasar, who's given us the keys to the city, and the Indonesian government, the Jakartan government, and we're getting talent and businesses from them. We're putting them through education pipelines to upscale their knowledge in the local talent pool. We're putting them into the incubator right next to the smartest people who are building all this shit. And then and within 2 years, Indonesia's talent becomes global class talent, world class talent in building all of these things, because this is the future of building stuff. And then we're building societies, physical locations that will be food sufficient, energy sufficient, will be hubs for all of these things to be incubated and run. And that's how we accelerate the change that we're making in the world. Okay? This is where we're putting our money. And my money in the bank is worthless. You know where I keep my money? Right here. I keep it right here and right here. I mean, a little bit of right here, but like most of it right here and right here, okay? Because I made that money. And this is how we're making wealth. not in numbers, in impact, in change. This is how we're making, we've built these systems to make sure the people on the ground, you have to make those people rich for the powers that be to make money. Because we said all this money sitting in financial systems overseas, right? Guess where that money wants to go? Because money doesn't want to sit around. It wants to go into businesses. This is how we're building businesses to make sure if you put money in, the first thing it does is it feeds kids on the ground. Everybody's kids, automated, digital, inviolable. Then that makes you a return. You don't feed kids, you don't make money. Simple as that. This is what we've been doing for the last 9 months. While everybody in crypto is watching fake numbers on a screen go up and down in projects that are worthless. This is where the value is moving, and this is how we not just survive, this is how we thrive in these next 3 to 5 years. I'm putting all my money, all my time, all my teams, all my 17, 18, 30 hours a day into this. 36 hours a day. I made up more hours. Right? This is what I mean by do something. Do something. But this is the solution. This is the solution. This is how we make Indonesia the dominant player in this space, bar none. And then we're going to Jakarta to educate and launch this plan at the trade expo where the president's going to be the opening speaker. He's going to leave, and then we're going to present this plan to 52 ambassadors from countries. Then we're going to World Economic Forum in January and telling them how we're doing this and getting them involved in the process. The ones that everybody hates so much, they're investors. They're people who understand these revenue models. Because trying to explain this to the average person, they just don't get it because they're stuck in the old world, and I'm done. I've given you all these opportunities. I'm going to open these opportunities one more time, get everybody in who wants to get in, and then it's going to VCs, the big players, and because we've custom built everything to make sure they have to feed kids to make this process happen. And then we're traveling 15 countries and presenting this to all the countries as a plan of how they can change their countries and actually implement this so that these systems go global. And within 5 years, all of these things are going to be live, fully functional, profitable, and they're going to be feeding kids in the background while the entire financial system collapses and old society collapses, and all of that money that they're going to steal transitions to these spaces. They're not just going to take the money and do nothing with it. They're going to take the money and take it out of the old system and put it into these new digital asset-backed systems, which inflate against the currencies inflating. You see, the world is going to fracture into a dual world. One is an asset world, and one's a currency world. Right now, everybody lives in the currency world. Every single thing around you is valued in currency. If I devalue the currency, where are you going to go? If stocks are going down, real estate's going down, gold's going down, everything's going down because it's valued in currency, where are you going to go? Digital assets. Because digital assets, they go down 95, 96%, and then they go up 10,000%, 55,000%. That's what we call a Tuesday. And then they go down 95%. But 55,000% up and 95% down is still a hell of a return. That's only if you hold it. And the great thing is when they print all of this money, they print money, guess what the digital assets do? They outrun the money. They print 30% of the money supply, digital assets pump 2,000%. They stop, they crash. They print more money, another 1,000%. So it's staying ahead of all of this inflation, all this shit, but just staying ahead of this game selfishly by yourself in a corner by putting some worthless coins onto a wallet is not very karmically. It's not very karmic. Feed kids. Feed kids. This is how we're feeding kids. So all these things are going to be announced. Not all of them. Many of them are going to be announced publicly in November. First, we're announcing it at G20. Then it's going to be launched publicly to investors. As we always do it, our own investors will be the first ones who get let in and actually get to fill in the seed rounds at the bottom barrel prices. These are all projects that we're running. Like me, my friends, people that we trust, that we're intimately involved in. I'm a consultant on all these projects. I will be involved in the guts of all of these projects. I mean, alongside this, I'm tokenizing malls and hotels in Malaysia. That's a $105 million project. Malaysia and Singapore, that's probably going to go live. At the same time, we're tokenizing a new $60 million project, a real estate project that's being built right next to Nuanu, that city that Sergey is building, the Russian billionaire. Right next to that, there's a project that we're doing this. And then we're going to go do this with every single piece of real estate on it every single country in the world. And that's just real estate. Mines, farm productivity, we're coming after all of it. We're going to take all of it. Within 8 years, everything's gone. And if you're somebody who sits in the old world, goodbye. The tech people are coming for you. So you better understand now, otherwise these apps, they don't care. They do not give a shit. Okay? So warning, red alert, it's here, it's happening live. We're doing it with countries, we're doing it with lands, we're doing it with mining, and we're the good guys. And mangoes. We're gonna take over the mango game. But we're the good guys. Which one am I looking at? We're the good guys. Okay? There's a bunch of people who are not like us. They don't give a shit about feeding kids. They just care about taking all your money from your bank account. And there's many more of them. And their goal is to come after you. And I just explained to you a plethora of techniques they're going to use to take all of your money. Do something about it. Final warning. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to focus on all this stuff. And I'm done. Good news. We got 23 minutes. Good news. We want a fairer world. We want a fairer world. We want a cleaner world. We want a more equanimous world so that more people have opportunity and there's fairness across the board. This is how you get fairness. Digital systems. Because digital systems don't care about your creed. They don't care about who you are. They care about if you're capable. And if you're capable, you get to access all the stuff. We don't like how the things are done in this world, right? Well, there's only one way to change that. Destroy it. Blow it up. Because until somebody blows it up, guess what people are going to keep doing? They're going to keep doing the same thing. They're going to keep dumping plastic into the rivers. They're going to keep consuming. They're going to keep taking and raping the earth. This is how it gets done. The great news is, this is the beginning of the next stage of society. And by 2030, the age of enlightenment is coming. The age of every single person having the power of God in, not even at the tips of their fingers, literally in their head, is coming. And we have the opportunity to build everything the way that we want, to make sure that the people that we care about, the good people, are taken care of, even though they might not have the ability to build all this stuff. Questions? I thought there wouldn't be questions. So I have a question. What's your plan? What's your plan? I've been screaming for the rooftops for the last 2 years. Taught every single piece of every single thing that I know to help you understand the finer details of all of these processes, giving you all the proof. What's your plan? What's your plan for today? I bet you it's mostly, I'm just kidding. I was going to say smoothie bowls. But I mean, I love you all. We're not the people who just sit there for smoothie bowls. We're the active people. That's why we've been brought together in the first place. That's why we've been hand selected. And then we love smoothie bowls, of course. Nobody doesn't like smoothie bowls, but having a smoothie bowl, a conscious smoothie bowl. You know, we talk about conscious. We are conscious. We're actually like here. We're thinking about these things and we're doing something about it. And that's why we have 1,000 of us. We don't need 100,000 people to listen to this. That's why these videos still can't be found on YouTube. They're hidden. And only the 1,000 people who are listening get access to it. Because I know these are the 1,000 people who give a shit. We're doing something about it. Huh?
There is a question. How do you tokenize the well-being or consciousness space?
How do you tokenize the well-being and consciousness space? Great question. We're doing it. One of us is doing it. He's my coach. My coach is bringing together, they're building a platform where they're going to allow access to the well-being and conscious, you know, the healers. They're building a platform for healers where people will be able to access those, the healers, bringing them together. We're going to tokenize it and then raise capital to make it fully functional. Anybody who invests in it will get a percentage of the money that gets made from the healing sessions. Because well-being and healing are going to be the most valuable skill sets in this future world. Because what healers do is priceless. It's fundamentally priceless. It literally cannot be quantified in money. So we're going to quantify it in money. It never should be, yeah. It should be quantified in impact. So even more than in money, right? We're going to first quantify it in money. Then we're going to build societies. We're going to build societies that will put healers at the center. And we're going to make it free for them to live there, free for them to eat, free for them to fly, free for them to do everything. Plus, we're going to pay them money. Because when you take all of these projects, all of these things, and you take the revenue from all of these extremely high value systems and you put it at the center of society, now society makes money from value that you add to the world. When that happens, you no longer need to extract money from the society. You no longer need to get the healers to pay. What? You tell me the healer heals you, does priceless work, and then has to go pay for rent so somebody else can take that money? Why don't we just make it so that the mining's paying for it, and the farming's paying for it, and the commodities are paying for it, and the metaverse is paying for it, and a bunch of businesses are paying for it that are adding actual value, but they're not priceless value. It's really high quality value. Then use that money to pay for the healer's house. And as a matter of fact, build a palace. Build a palace. Palaces across the world. Put healers at the center. Put fitness trainers at the center. Put health experts at the center. Put mentors at the center. Put entrepreneurs at the center. Put grandparents at the center. Okay? Let them, and then pay for all of them. Let all this stuff pay for their shit. Have your own food forest that make your own food. Food is done. Have your own water supply. Water is done. Palace, food, water, shelter. The best people are brought together in one place. Incubate them. And then take the best projects. Take it to the people with money, the ones everybody hates so much, and go, look at this project. Look at how much money it makes. Do you want to invest? Take their money, invest it in the thing, turn it over, take the value, put it right back into the society, pay for more, build it across the world. And then, you know what happens? You will own nothing. And you'll be happy as fuck. You will be very happy. Because do you need to own it? No. You just need the key, right? You just need the key. I'll give you the key. Add value. That's it. Add some value. Do something for this society to add value to society. Do not be a taker, be a giver. We'll give you a key. All across Bali. Boop, 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 boop. Indonesia, Southeast Asia, world. Fly anywhere. We'll get you the jets. We'll get you the yachts. We'll get you everything. Now what do you do? Now what do you do? You don't need money. You don't need food. You don't need shelter. You don't need real estate. You don't need travel. Shoes and stuff, yeah, we'll still pay you enough money so you can actually go buy shoes. But now what do you create? What do you spend your time and energy on when money has been removed as a concept through making money, by giving you money, by removing the need for money? Now, you're the generation that finally fixes all this bullshit that has happened in this world. Welcome to how we really change the world. And we don't make money disappear like Ubudians want to make disappear by just completely going to love exchange system. Yeah. We remove money by making money. And then, because money is love. That part's right, money is love. So first we run the engine with money, and then eventually once the idea of money just kind of goes to the background, why do we even need money? We have everything. Then people transact in love. Then it's and plus it's automated, it's in the background, ISO 20022, automated smart contracts. Money it's not here anymore. Then you just start showing each other love and the money flows automatically depending on how much love you show. But if you're a taker, if you're lazy, if you just want to consume, if you don't want to help, if you don't want to dedicate your time, but you still want smoothie bowls, there's a whole nother world being built for you, my love. There's a whole nother world being built for you. And it's going to land on your doorstep by 2025. 2026 is the resolution of this world war. If you have not protected yourself within the next year, expect to pay the cost as different countries collapse and as this stuff comes to our doorstep. Martial law is coming to Europe first. Europe, it's already there. China, lockdown. Martial law happened this last year. Nobody even noticed. Banks are collapsing. Army's going to be in the streets. It's going to start this year. They're not going to fully go full beans. By next year, by 2020, it's going to start in 2023. 2024, it gets super hot to the point where countries do not let their citizens out of the countries themselves. 2025, full on world war, meltdown, leave the cities, run to the farms, hang out as far as you can, let the world burn. 2026, you come back to the ashes and we rebuild from the ashes. And we use the ashes as fertilizer, turn it into carbon credits. All right, we'll end early today. Any other questions? There we go. Thank you, guys.